Welcome to another episode of DDTS, episode 601. I'm back with another video. Yes, y'all, we have made it to 600. Episode 600 will be when I was a guest and I streamed a video with the Solomon Project and the crew on Saturday Night Live last night, which it was such an amazing time. It was good seeing all those wonderful peoples on the live yesterday and in the panel and everything. It's such a joy to be a part of that wonderful establishment. I don't have my glasses on today, but that's totally fine because, hey, I want to try something different. Happy Sunday. Today is going to be another episode. And I said yesterday, if y'all watched the video that I done on Diane Keaton, and I made that neck bone video with the macaroni and cheese. I don't know if y'all saw them videos, but if you haven't, please be sure to go check them out. And if you like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification bell so you will get notified when I have new videos uploaded. So now, today's episode of DDTS, episode 601, I will be talking about my coming out story. Well, it's not going to be my coming out story, but since yesterday was National Coming Out Day, I wanted to elaborate on a couple of events that happened on the day that I basically came out. And I also want to elaborate a little bit more on, the experiences that, peoples have faced, I have faced. And honestly, and to tell you that it is not easy getting over something like that after revealing something about yourself so very tough and so very, challenging, pretty much. But so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into that. I'm gonna try to find I'm gonna find a picture so I can put in the background, because I'm gonna delete this background in my room and I'm gonna put National Coming Out Day, even though that was yesterday. So I'm making it today, and it is October the 12th. That's today. And I don't know why this flag keep coming around me, but it's okay. I'm gonna edit it out. So yeah, so let's get into it. Now, as many of you may know, some of you may know, some of you may not, I will say this: I am part of the LGBTQ community. I'm an ally, I'm a part of it, and I couldn't be more happier. But it was also a challenge for me as well. Before coming out and before, revealing something so, challenging about myself, coming to realization to something like that about myself, I will say this: before revealing, the challenges and the challenge that I took, the risk that I took, basically the heaviness that was on my heart when I came out. Before I came out, I guess I can say I was on the DL. I really don't know how would you put it, but all I do know, I was attracted to, and I am attracted to what I'm attracted to. You know. If you know, you know. And I used to, I used to deny those facts way back in the day. When you try to deny facts, when you ask stuff like that is you gay, is you this, is you that, and you'll be like, no, I'm not. You try to fight them. Well, I couldn't fight it anymore. Actually, I did fight it because, eventually it was going to come out, and I was going to eventually get asked, is I'm this, is I'm this, is I'm this. Eventually it was going to come out. So I said, you know what, I'm through. I can't continue to have this no more, because before I came out and before I came out with this big risk, which I'm happy that I did. I will say that I probably was on the DL. I really don't know, because when I would, go out and, meet, go hang out with somebody, whatever, what transpired, um, I would be like, can anybody see us? Want nobody see us, anything like that? Because I didn't want nobody, very close in my circle to find out about my sexual orientation, because honestly, I was scared. I was scared because being a part of the black community is one thing, but being a part of the black community and being a part of the LGBTQ community and actually being a part of those community and actually align yourself with it, that's another thing. Because if I may say this, the black community and the people of color, black and brown people of color, are some of the most judgmental peoples around us. Not all, but some. Our own community be judging one another, be judging each other. So yes, I was scared. I was scared, very scared. Because every time when I think someone has, found out, when I thought somebody had found out, my heart would get heavy. And I couldn't think of nothing fast enough to say to try to cover up the fact that I was, gay, homosexual, or whatever term that you want to call it, because we is called so many terms. They have so many terms for us. But I will say I did have a support system. I still have a support system. And I'm so grateful for that. Like I said, I'm not gonna go into full story mode or detail. I'm just gonna basically say, what coming out means and defines. And I'm gonna tell the event of when I came out. Wait a minute, y'all. Somebody keep. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. 1 second. Let me make my thumbnail. Hey y'all, I'm back. So yeah. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna give y'all the story of this whole situation. I hope it's okay that I made this video and to tell y'all. This isn't a video that I'm gonna make every year. I just wanted to make it, this year. And if it ever comes up again or something else similar to this, I will continue to do all that I can to help the peoples in my community understand, the challenges of it. So basically, let me tell y'all how it, happened. So it was May the 24th through the 27th, 2019. I had went outside one day because, I was going through something, and part of me was ready to just come out right then, because I got tired of feeling all types of ways, and I was like, I'm not gonna be happy, I'm not gonna be satisfied with myself till I take this big step. So actually a family member actually helped me, and inspired me to, basically come out. Not only that, but it made me think. I said, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. So I had went outside. And I had went to the park, and I had sat on the slide, and I was by myself. So I called one of my family members, and I said, hey, how you doing? And they were like, we doing good. How are you? I said, I'm fine. I'm fine. And they were like, that's good. So what's going on? What's up? You all right? I said, I'm good. And I said, I got a question for y'all. And the member said, okay, so what's your question? What's wrong? I asked them, I asked my member, I said, my family member, I asked him, I said, would y'all look at me different and still love me if I was gay? And when I asked them that, the response I got, I was not expecting it. Basically, the response I got made me think, it made me think, I was like, well, shit, then why in the hell did I call if it was going to come to this in a positive way? The response I got was, yeah, we still will look at you the same. You still gonna be Didi. You still gonna be yourself. Basically, we kind of already knew because you ain't had no girlfriend. You ain't talked about no girls or this and that and the third. We kind of knew that you might have been gay because you ain't talking about no girl. You ain't had no girlfriend, this and that and the third. And some of the things that you do, it kind of question and stuff. And I was like, really? So you basically telling me, this me saying this to myself in my thought. So basically you telling me that I saved the phone call. But basically I'm glad that I did that because, it was a big relief off me and my shoulders and my heart and my mind because I didn't know how and what reaction I was going to get. Like, back then, I might have been scared to talk about it. And I think I talked about it a couple times in my videos, but if I haven't, I'm talking about it now. I know back then and before I started my YouTube journey, I might have been scared to talk about it. But now, I'm not anymore. I feel more confident. I feel more loved. I feel so much empowered. I feel so much strength-wise, pretty much, because it was a challenge and I overcame it. So next, y'all probably think, oh, okay, so he came out. He told us, he told folks, he told us, this and then third. Yeah, I did, but was it still a challenge? Yes, it was, because being a part of the Black community and being a part of the LGBTQ community, you think when you have came out and you think it's all smooth sailing. No, no, it's not smooth sailing. It's pretty much the fact that you have peoples that say that they don't care this and that and the third, but deep down in their gut, in their spirit, they really do care. Deep down, they say, oh, we don't care who you love, just be careful. Deep down, especially being a part of the Black community and the LGBTQ community, that's basically like, yeah, we care. We really don't go for that. It's pretty much what I was getting, still. Like I was getting smiles in my face, this and that and the third, but I know deep down it wasn't the approval that I was hoping. Like, I know that, it was a challenge me doing that, but I knew deep down that they was not happy. They weren't happy. Just like now, like I know deep down, and I can tell that it is some phobia down in there, but they just don't want me to see it or hear it. But at the same time, it's like if I hear someone or anything being like homophobic or transphobic or this and that and the third, I'm gonna speak up on it and I'm gonna call those people out. Because one thing you're not gonna do, you're not gonna disrespect me, and you're not gonna disrespect my community. If you ain't cool with the fact of who I'm attracted to and what I'm attracted to, and my orientation, then so be it. I don't need you in my life nor corner, because I don't mind cutting people's out of my corner. I don't mind cutting people's out of my life. I really don't mind. Because if you are not bringing no good positivity to my life, or support, or any guidance, ain't nothing we can do. Ain't nothing that we can talk about. So basically what I'm saying, you think that it was smooth sailing when I came out. To me, I thought it was. And where I was at the time, I was more accepted. I was more accepted. I was still learning things about the community. I was still learning things about what type of peoples to talk to, what type of peoples not to talk to, what signs to watch out for, red flags, green flags. I was learning about that. But at the same time, it's like I was being still a little fast ass. And I was just so excited, and I just put myself and what I wanted in front of everything else, you know, not thinking of the fact that who I talk to and what actions did I do, regarding super adult fun time. I was not thinking, and I didn't even think about what risk, of what I was doing, basically who I was communicating with, who I wanted to, go out with, this and that, third. Not knowing that the decisions you make basically affects the people that are around you and your surroundings. I was not thinking of that. I was just so happy to be out, and I just wanted some fun. I just wanted to go out and do this and that. And at that time, even before I came out, and after I came out, I still made some mistakes. And I still was getting a little too ahead of myself. Like, again, I didn't know nothing about green flags and red flags, and about it being scammers out here, and about people, they just want one thing from you, one thing only. And I didn't know nothing about ghosting. So it's pretty much like, wow, I'm still learning. But I will say this though, I've learned so much now, and I know so much now than I did back then, because I was in my early 20s. And now that I'm in my 30s, I ain't gonna say I don't make mistakes. I still make mistakes, and I'm still learning. And I'm just happy that I had so many wonderful peoples in my corner and in my surroundings at that time, and still now where I was at that time, to support me and give me talks and everything like that. Even though I've got tough love because of some of the decisions and actions, I transpired in. But hey, it's my fault, because if you don't get that tough love talk, and if you don't take accountability, you pretty much ain't gonna get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna learn from nothing. Because back then, I wasn't taking accountability for nothing. I didn't want to accept accountability. I didn't want to take accountability back then. Back then, this was in 2019, May the 24th through the 27th of 2019. I didn't want to take accountability. I didn't want to face accountability. But now, as I have been through so much experience, it's like, you know what? I'm a grown person still. I'm in my 30s. You know, once you learn, you learn. You experience. But it's like, you know what? Let me be a man and take accountability for my actions, for what I've did, and stop blaming peoples for something that ain't have nothing to do with, when they ain't do nothing to try to tell me right. That said, it's always good, it's always nice. I understand you want to have fun, I understand you want to experience, but it's a time and it's a place to experience. Because all things ain't good, all that glitters ain't gold. And I learned something else. Always be very careful who you communicate with online, on these apps, and this and that and the third. And I was being I was being a hothead ass because I would get on the apps and stuff, religiously, and I don't know what I was doing wrong. The thing is this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna go on and say this. I kinda am my own to blame. I was my own to blame back then, and I kinda am pretty much my own to blame now. Because the thing with me, I pretty much don't like to admit, but I'm going to admit it. And that is this. I kind of am my own to blame and my own fault because I think the thing is I attract the peoples that I attract because I think a lot of peoples may feel and see that I'm too easy to get over on. They look at a guy that has cerebral palsy. They look at a guy that seems like, oh, he don't know too much or nothing. So what do? You get those type of peoples that think that they can get out on you and over on you and this and that and the third, and they will tell you anything that they want you to know. They try to butter your head up and say, oh, I like you, let's do this, let's do that. Yeah, I'm my own to blame because I was a little too easy and I pretty much rushed things. I was just wanted to have fun. I didn't I didn't I didn't look out for red flags, green flags and stuff like that. I just want to have fun. I didn't know nothing about ghosting. I didn't know nothing about, scamming this and that and the third. I didn't know nothing about catfish. But now that you know, I'm still learning things. And from those experiences, I want to thank the peoples that gave me those tough love talks, that still gave me unconditional love, support, and everything. And I ain't gonna tell you no lie, I talked to some pretty ass men. I've talked to some pretty ass, handsomest peoples. But they was in either different states or the countries or pretty much on the DL. But I was out at the time. I've talked a lot Nigerians, I talked to Indians, whatever you want to call it. I thought they were real, but Anytime they ask you, have you eaten yet? What time is it over there? No, I'm good. But that's my experience. But let me tell you how the experience of coming out and National Coming Out Day is a day for us all. The peoples that are allies, the peoples that have been wanting to come out to their families for so long and hasn't had the ability to. It's gonna be tough, but once you get out of your element and once you get out of your shell, once you see that you're not gonna be happy until you do that tough challenge, that you'll be like, ooh, this is a relief off me. This is a relief off my shoulders. Because coming out as a person of the LGBTQ is such a powerful thing. And it basically makes us remember the legends that walked so we can run. James Baldwin, Rustin Bayard, Marsha P. Johnson, and so much more, and so many more. Angela Davis, and so many more. And to the new generation to this very day, and outspoken peoples like T.S. Madison, Craig Stewart, um, and the list goes on. The list goes on. And I'm just so happy to share this experience with y'all. Coming out, it's not easy, but it will be down the line. And yes, we all are still facing homophobia, transphobia, racism, this and that and the third, in our own communities and around the world, but it's up to us to overcome and to let people know that we is not our ancestors. We is not the people back in the day. We are, I'm not going to say we are bigger, we are better, but we are a stronger force when we have the power and the strength that our ancestors left for us to take with us so we can help fight and help put an end to this evilness, to the homophobia, to the transphobia, and to let people know that we are all one of our LGBTQ community, that we are a community and we are here to stay, and we are here to continue to make history and continue to spread love throughout the world. So happy National Coming Out Day to every ally, to every person that is part of the LGBTQ community, to the peoples that want to come out, to the peoples that are afraid to come out, to the peoples that have had a hard life dealing with the experiences of what it may be like before coming out. Happy National Coming Out Day to the OGs, the legends that stood before us. And happy National Coming Out Day to me, to my best friends, and everybody else that is an ally of the LGBTQ community, family members and all. I really want to thank you all for supporting me. Thank y'all for loving me for who I am and for who I am not. Thank y'all for not counseling me and judging me or anything. I really want to say thank you all. And that will be my video, and that will be my National Coming Out Day story. I know I didn't give too much detail. I basically just gave y'all what I could remember and the true events. All of this in this video is true. It's a true story. All of this is very true, and all of this really happened. It might not be in the order of events, but it happened. Thank y'all so much. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. And that will be my video for today. And I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all and thank y'all for watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.